my beautiful gemstones. Welcome to our Monday night Chillax and Chat stream. So I think there's only 2 or 3 of you in here now, but I'm just letting you guys know if we don't get like a bigger crowd tonight or like, our normal, we're going to do this on Thursdays and do the pre-recorded Mondays because it seems like Thursday was a good night. Thank you guys for coming. Miss Lotus here early. Giggle, giggle. Miss Jules, I figured out how to share your video. So we're going to do that once we get a few more people in here. Net Slap, as always, welcome. Guys, I've got my new shirt on. I'm so excited about this shirt. I'll probably show it again later. And I've got the magazine article and a couple little things that I wanted to talk about when more people come in. Hello, hello. I don't want to give it all away now because then I'm going to have to repeat it. I got so lucky today because from 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon or like 3:30, I woke up and I was in a lot of pain, like excruciating pain all night long. Didn't go away. Like it went away for like 5 minutes. I was on like 8 Advil at a time. I was, a whole tube of Orajel. Like it was just ridiculous. So today we called Damien's dentist. Hey, Kirby's. And they were like, no, we don't have an appointment until the 30th. So I thought I had an infection. So I was like, you know what? They can't work on my tooth. My mom said they can't work on your tooth infected anyway. So why don't we take you to the immediate care, the emergent care, it's called in some places, and we'll make the 30th appointment. So at least you can get antibiotics. I was like, okay. So my mom calls them back to tell them I'll take the appointment on the 30th. And they had a cancellation. So I went in. He's like, nope, your tooth's not infected, but I'm going to pull it. I was like, it's far enough back. I don't care. Get it out. So the numbing actually just went down, but it's still a little bit there. So if I'm talking a little funny, that is definitely why. Let me bring in Ghost Dragons. And then once we get a few more people, I will show you guys the new magazine article if you haven't seen it yet. I think I posted in the community tab. And then I have just a couple things. I also want to say hi to everyone who listens afterwards, who doesn't have a chance to make it live. I appreciate you guys as well. Nick Y, Richard Elmore, what is up? And all of the lurkers who are in here to try to cause me some trouble. Thank you for hating and paying that much attention to me. So our Thursday night stream, someone reported me for limited monetization. I'm like, I was literally just reading books, but it's just something you do to hassle somebody when you want to do something behind the scenes. It's like that YouTube kind of spite thing. And I find it hilarious. Someone was really affected by what I said about fake Oracle and Tarot readers. If you got a guilty conscience, I didn't say anyone specifically by name. I just said my concern. So for the same person to continuously keep, I could put someone very credible next to me. And just because they say I'm credible, that doesn't mean I am. And you could be reading cards for 10 years, 15 years, 40 years, 8 years, 5 years. It doesn't matter. If you're reading the cards and guessing, that means you've been guessing the entire time. Doesn't make you credible. Okay, I'm going to move on from that. Yeah, Jules, I like that. If the shoe fits people, then put it on and hike away. Like, just leave me alone. I said my piece. If you're out there and you feel like I was talking about you, then you should perhaps re-examine your guilty conscience. Other than that, though, I just kind of want to move away from it. I lost some subscribers over it, but they weren't anyone that I don't know who they were, but obviously they weren't anyone who was actually family because they wouldn't have left because I got angry. Oh, Blue Crossroads, hi. Hey, Gemma, got your card today. Thank you for the kind words. I'm doing okay. Roller coasting a bit emotionally. Also, thanks to the chat for all the support as well. Love you all. We love you too. And we're always here praying for you and sending you love and light and some peace of mind and peace in your soul. And anytime you need us, you know where we are. And certainly if you need me, you know where I'm at. So always feel free. Doesn't matter day or night, okay? Ralph and Cassie Francis, be home in about 45 minutes. All right, so let me show you guys the magazine article, and then I will bring Ghost Dragons in here. Blue Crossroads, you are never far from my thoughts. Definitely. Sometimes there just are no words. All right, so this issue is the Paranormal Press. I'm not on the cover of this one, but I'm a staff writer. I just haven't had a chance to write for them with everything happening. So this one is the Paranormal Press magazine, Bigfoot and the SWFL, Skunk Ape Bigfoot Town Hall Conference, 6th issue. Okay, so I was in the 5th. I was on the cover of the 4th or 5th. I think it was the 5th. So see, it already ripped, but that's from me constantly opening it to show people the article. It's actually good paper stock. And then we have the whole, I know me, I'm long-winded, so I wrote a super long article about my gin experience. I don't really know how this happened because the other one I've also opened a bajillion times. And I don't know, I must have been too rough on it, but that's the main picture there and then right there. So yeah, that is the article that I've been waiting for. The cover, because it's a double cover, is Crystal Blevins. It says paranormal investigator, paranormal mom, and paranormal model. So, all right, let's bring Ghost Dragons in. Yeah, you know, I'm really excited about it, but then I'm like waiting for that one opportunity that's going to be like my launch pad where I can really make this as a career. It's a career now, of course, and I love it. And that's why I will not give up on this dream because I love it so much. But to be able to actually support myself and my family with it, that would be pretty amazing. The first picture was just a small picture, Shelly. It was the, so basically fell apart, but it's not, this really is good. The paper stock, it's me from mishandling it a little bit. So here's the first picture. And I like what he does with the pictures. He kind of, you know, makes them look cool. So they're not just plain regular old pictures. There it is. And then it was the smaller picture there in the back. So that's that. It's a great article, if I do say so myself. Again, a little long-winded, but let me, what's up, Miss Shelley? So yeah, my, I got the tooth pulled. They just ripped it out right in the dentist's office. So there was no surgery. There was no stitching or anything. So it does hurt a teeny tiny bit when I, overexert my mouth, like smiling. And, I'm still a little bit numb. So I'm going to bring him in and then I'm going to switch us around. I see him in the background making all these funny gestures.
That's it. Switch me. Switch me. There you go.
And in case you guys are wondering, the background here is, I've been playing around with some things. The background here is the second, the cover to the second book, Encounters with Evil. I'm getting pretty far on the BEK book, but I'm still trying to figure out names. As Steven and Nutsub both know, it's been like driving me nuts.
We were discussing it. Yes, we were.
I hope so, Jules. She said, let's try that again for you. It's going to be a bunch of little great things and not one big thing. All those great things you're doing is going to equal awesomeness and success. I truly hope so. I do feel, though, like I feel it intuitively, and it's like part of my psychic knowing that there is one opportunity that is going to take me from, you know, barely surviving financially to being able to live. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know where it's going to come from. I don't know when it's going to come, but it's going to be like that one thing that's missing, like the missing puzzle piece. And I do feel like it's coming this year. So fingers crossed. And yeah, see, when I smile, it hurts. I can't help it. All right, Jules, I'm going to go ahead and play your video. People are already leaving. What's wrong with y'all? Okay. So just give me a minute because
we're up to 11.
It went from 13 to 11.
Oh, did it? I wasn't paying attention until just now.
Okay. So, thank you. I thought it was pretty creepy. And then people were like, what is that? And I could be like, that's the second book. Do you want it? Because I have some available. All right. So, yes, Steven got a haircut. He looks very nice. My hair finally isn't just sitting on my head. Oh, thank you, Jules. I really do appreciate that. Is the Bat Mom here?
I don't think she is unless she's hiding in the background.
She and Mike Roberts, I still have not. They just happen to fall last with the way that I do readings every month. So they'll fall first for February, but they happen to fall last for this month. And I just, with everything going on, I haven't gotten to it, but I'm doing them tomorrow afternoon so they can have them tomorrow night. Also, I have this beautiful background of a bookcase. The one Smoochie sent me was so awesome, but it's too heavy to hang here because you can't use thumbtacks. I can't use that sticky tack stuff. It just pulls the wool off, so I have to use hooks. Then all the other ones were seasonal. So I finally found this beautiful bookcase background in a brand new deck. This morning at 10 a.m. when I looked at it, it was being delivered tonight by 10 p.m. When I looked at it around 6:30, it said running late, which means either the driver stole it, the driver lost it, or the driver didn't get to this part of the route today and he'll do it tomorrow. Please pray that it's tomorrow so I don't have to go through the refund process, then reordering, if they even still have the background, because they only had 2 left when I ordered it the first time. I really don't want to have to lose it on Amazon. So no, I have not heard from Mike, but I can reach out. Okay, so I am going to share this. Like I said, just give me a minute because I just learned how to do this 5 minutes before we started. Guys, pay attention and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think it is because I do have my ideas, but I want to see what you guys said. All right. And for some reason, just so you guys know, I cannot see like the small screen while I'm sharing this. I can only see this right in front of me. So I can't really see the chat. I don't know how to move it over to this side of my screen. Huh? I'm sorry, what, babe?
I said I got the chat.
Yeah, okay, just so you guys know. Jules is excited because she's been wanting answers about this, or at least some opinions for a really long time. But I really, when it comes to things like the Fae or spirit, for how regular, and I don't say that as a bad thing, right? How normal people see them, they could look interchangeable. For me, it's either one or the other. I can see it very clearly, but the problem is here, I'm not seeing either. It looks kind of like something else. So I have an idea, but I want to see what you guys, and especially what Steven thinks first. So, all right. Let me, oh, okay, I know. Let me get in here. There we go. No. Mm-mm.
You had?
I just did it like 5 times.
Yeah, you did. I saw you do it a couple while I was getting things set up.
Yeah. There we go.
Hey, Kaz. Long time.
Oh. Hey, Kaz. Hi. Share screen. Window. All right, guys, here it goes. I have the volume off. Just watch the screen closely. It's not snowing.
I will have a couple questions. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that when we kind of screened it.
That's because we were staring at the first second the entire time because it wasn't playing. It wasn't playing because I didn't have it up on the screen.
Okay. Interesting.
So,
Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, what do you guys think? And that's from Jules.
Okay. My first question, Jules, is could you guys see these things with your eyes, or could you only see them on the camera? I saw the boy. Go ahead.
Shelly, she doesn't know. That's why she's asking us.
Because if you couldn't see them with your eyes, because the blue thing that was flickering there, at first I thought it was just a reflection from some light, but now the way it moves, it could be spirit or fae.
It was like it was dancing. I got a very playful. I took the audio out just so people can focus on the images.
Yeah.
I was going to say the vision, the images, and not the conversation. Nutslap, I didn't see bug. The blue, at first, to the untrained eye, and that's exactly what a skeptic would say, and I know you are one, so I don't mean that as a judgment, is that it's bugs or moths or those little. It's definitely not. If you look at the way they move, when they come directly up to the camera, there's no wing flapping, there's no nothing. They're also not really in a group. The way that they move is completely different, in my opinion, from how you see small bugs that are attracted to light move.
Right.
Also, the blue thing in the middle, that had a very playful Fae vibe. But honestly, with the other ones, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but we're just talking about our own, what we feel, what we see. There's no right or wrong answer. I got ET vibes. And, you know, but with the blue dancing thing in the middle definitely has me thinking it's Fae. And I think the extraterrestrial vibe that I'm getting was just, Steven hasn't heard the audio, and I didn't even think about that. I think the ET vibes is just that I'm getting something alien, something different. I don't see the Fae in that visage a lot, so I had to really watch it quite a few times. I do feel like it's the Fae. The thing is, though, I wonder, there's also a point, and I'll show it to you guys again. I don't know how to like pinpoint this or that. There's also a point where you can see on the ground when you're not looking at the things flying to the screen. When you look at the ground, you can see like there's a light that moves, but there's no light there. It looks as though a shadow crosses over a light, but there's no light. It's in the like bottom right hand side, and it's about halfway through. They look like bugs. They don't look like bugs to me because there's no wing flapping. Yeah, I guess that's true too.
Yeah.
If you slowed it down, I guess. What was it filmed with?
Was it a security cam? Is the question. Or
I'm
like a
going,
doorbell ring, a doorbell cam.
I'm going to play it again, guys. Get out of here.
Because that's kind of interesting. See, it looks like bugs in some spots, but I need to know also what time of year this is.
I don't put it past one or two of them being bugs, but
right. But it also depends on the time of year. If it's like October, November, there's hardly any bugs out. You know what I'm saying? Usually after the first frost, most bugs.
But someone's walking around barefoot with shorts on, so, but they have a hoodie.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I saw is a person moving back and forth against the light. So forget
Yeah,
that.
I think that's what it is too. But
This thing coming in right
Right.
here is what I'm most interested in.
that's what makes my curiosity peaks.
If
right
you
there.
notice, there's a moment with that thing where it's in one place, gone, and then appears again in another place.
Right.
It happens very quickly. I'm going to go ahead and rewind that just a little bit. Watch when that bigger bluish thing comes in and just keep your eye on it and watch how it disappears and shows up in another area.
See, at first, is it his flashlight? Because he does have a flashlight, but you don't see the beam across anything else. So I know it's not him shining the flashlight out there because you would see the beam, like when you walked out.
All right, so here that thing comes. At first,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's a bug. Did you see that? It just did it.
Yeah, it jumps.
Watch it come in, and then all of a sudden, it's in one spot and then in another. It doesn't fly. See that? It didn't even fly. Yeah. It was just there.
Huh. Try. Yeah, because see, that's him with the flashlight there. So you know it's not the flashlight. Now the other thing, guys. I'm thinking maybe a mix of bugs or just stuff in the air. It's hard to tell with the white stuff floating around. It could be anything. Jules, what time? Oh, January last year, so it's cold outside. So there should be very little bugs.
One more time, guys. That actually makes a huge difference.
Because it's in January, it could be like snowflakes. But that
New
one
England
thing
already?
is definitely something.
New England already, hold that thought, hon.
But that would be my guess.
I'm reluctant to say some of them are bugs and some aren't. I think that if they're bugs, they're bugs. This thing, and this is the reason it makes me think they're not bugs. Because that to me, you know, bugs don't disappear out of the air and appear somewhere else. They fly. Right. So if I'm going to say any of them are bugs, I'm going to say they're all bugs. And that thing is not a bug.
I didn't see any of the white things floating around, but I did see the greenish blue light. Okay, that makes sense. Huh. Can you send me this whole video, Gemma?
This is the whole thing.
I mean, can you send it to me so I can analyze it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to break it down.
You know, New England Dirt Roadie, I was a waitress for 15 years. Everyone is hun, babe, shug. Let me send that to you right now so I don't get caught up. So what was your reading last week that you're stuck on? Is it something that happened? Or something that was happening? I can't wait for Wednesday night. Every time I sit down in front of this computer down here, I want to read Oracle. But luckily, I think I should have a new deck coming tomorrow. And then that'll be good because I love having new decks. Dang it, I forgot your email address.
Who, mine?
Oh, yeah. Got it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Stephen will analyze that a little bit more. We'll bring it back either Thursday or next Monday. What do you guys... Yeah, Jilly, that's what I was saying too. Sometimes I wear like my bear paws or my Uggs with short shorts and a hoodie in the winter in the snow. So
I do too. That's a good question.
Is the door to the house open for the entire time of the video?
Right. That is a good... Well, that would make a difference if dust is coming out of the house in front of the camera.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if we call all of those little white things one thing, that's what we have to call the other thing.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion, though.
I agree.
And I am by no means a video analysis expert. You guys see my editing jobs. All I can do is cut jump. Like, I don't even know how to add things. So.
Okay. Cool.
The door is wide open and the interior light is turned on. That was the shadow I saw at first, where I was like, I don't know what that is. That's what that was.
Okay. Yeah, once I take the video and start doing some adjustments to it, I might be able to notice anything different.
So let Steven take a look at that. New England Dirt Roadie, why don't you email me about that? I got a request tonight, too, to talk about, what was it? Portals and staircases in the woods.
I agree, Blue Crossroads.
I don't know. I have like one of those feelings. I don't know. But again, I am not, that's why a lot of the times I'm reluctant to give my opinion on a video because, and I'm not saying, Jules, that you would go out of your way to dupe me, but I would be so easily duped because, one, I'm pretty gullible. And two, I don't know a lot about editing and all that stuff. So I don't know about frame rate and like, that's where you come in. So for me, the one thing that kind of disappeared and popped back up.
Oh, that's definitely something.
That's Fae.
That's definitely
That's
something.
A 100%. I'm here. Come play with me. Oh, never mind. Goodbye. The fairy was there for a certain energy that attracted it and then removed itself because of another energy that was there. When the Fae come to you, they do usually come as blue, green, pink. They don't usually come as white orbs. I'll say that much. That's usually white and golden, reserved for spirit. In my opinion, I know, people listening afterwards, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Just be respectful. I'm always open to hear other people's opinions. From my experience, that's reserved for spirit. The color, I believe, depends on the Fae entity. I couldn't tell you what's what, but I do believe that. And when Fae come to visit in that way, they're coming because they're attracted to an energy. When they're in that phase, I guess, or that state where they're in those little twinkly lights, I guess, they're a little more blinded than when they come to you fully formed as like an apparition or a full-blown entity. So they are attracted directly to the energy. So one person there attracted this thing, and that person, whoever it is, probably saw this thing after that, either in the same thing, like the same orb looking thing, or in a full-blown apparition of itself. Something else there, I don't want to say repelled, because that doesn't mean the person has negative energy. It's just the Fae wasn't there for them and was like, oh, bye, and left. That was definitely interesting. If it's warmer in the house, then with a door open, will cause a vortex pushing warm air out and cooler air in. All specs for the sus one move away from the house.
They would just like when you open, like with a fire, like when we opened the garage door, I made our fire bigger.
Well, that's oxygen coming into a fire.
Yeah, the blue-green light is interesting.
Jules, I'm curious, if you see it often, though, have you had any other interaction? Like,
that's a good question. Do you have dreams?
There has to have been some other form of interaction if this was taken a year ago. Like Steven said, it could even be a dream. And the Fae aren't like ETs in that you will remember. So it's not like they're going to wipe your dream or anything. They don't do that. Like the Fae are like, we're here. Like, yeah, you visited us in a port. Like they don't do that. Sometimes when it happens to young children, like with me, you will forget, but that's not for any reason other than the human mind. So I'm wondering if there is any other interaction.
Yes, it does, Blue Crossroad. It's an interesting, that itself, that little blue-green light, is what I'll basically focus my attention on.
Right. Blue, and that's what she wants you to do, because I think the other one's up for debate. Is it dust? Is it bugs? I don't think it's bugs, but it could be dust.
Yeah.
But that one thing, and the thing that did it for me, because it does look like it has wings.
Gems.
But it doesn't look like bugs, but people can say bug. The thing that did it for me was that split second where it was here and then it was here. It did not fly there. It was just there.
Oh yeah. That's a good video. And I caught a UFO the other night walking the dog out here at the hospital. I'm at the hospital. Shows you how much I spend time at a hospital. At the hotel. And once I get it converted, I'm going to show that, because this thing was weird.
Do you remember the mothership we saw in the Five Below parking lot? That was so creepy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then we saw, that was the same day we saw the UFO during the daytime.
On the highway.
We were driving the highway. We were stuck in 3 hours of traffic. We moved like 2 feet.
All my fault.
It took us 4 hours to get an hour and 20 minutes from my doctor back to my mom's. Okay. Hour and 19-minute drive took us like 3.5, 4 hours. So we're driving and we both look up to the right and we see a UFO, broad daylight. And I'm like, no way. He's probably thinking the same thing. We're both just looking at each other. Then it happens again. So finally he said something to me and I was like, yeah, I definitely saw it too. So that same night, we were in the parking lot. I didn't get a picture of it. It was there and gone. But I did get a picture. It's clouds for sure, but it looks like, and maybe I'll bring this on next time. It looks like the clouds are covering something, because the sky is like a regular night sky. And then there's this group of black clouds that are literally in the shape of a giant ship. Now people will say, well, it's just clouds. No, like the contrast is startling.
It was different. It was different. It would have been cool if you like seen Independence Day when the ship comes in and all.
That's what it looked
like. If
it
had fire and lightning going on, if it had this lightning and stuff going on inside of it, I'd have freaked out.
Blue Crossroads, you know what? I believe it. That was right when we were like, okay. He's like, oh my gosh, is that the New York City skyline? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm so used to it by now. But I forgot, he's from Ohio. New England, we know each other through YouTube. Steven was just a regular subscriber, and then he would send in the listener encounters. And then I couldn't take the list for myself anymore with Wednesday nights. So with the Oracle reading, I just couldn't do it. All right, Nightmare, thanks for stopping in.
Hey, Nightmare,
like on the way out. Have a great night. I couldn't do it myself, and professionally, I was kind of, I guess, moving in a different direction forcibly at that time. So I was in transition, and he's like, "Well, I'll do it," and then we became friends, and now he comes to visit when he can.
Yeah. I've been following her. I stumbled across her in her video where she boo-booed with a scam.
Oh my gosh, that was the second video I ever put on here.
That's when I found you. I mean, it just popped up. It was a brand new video. And we're like, who's this little thing? Oh, she fell for the scam.
I remember. No, I almost did. I didn't, luckily, because I didn't have the money to send them. If I did, I might have fallen for that, because the guy was so genuine.
Yeah, that's why I stuck with you ever since. And I followed you ever since.
But that's what I mean by how gullible I am. Like, I'm not trying to draw attention to my weakness. Like, I will pretty much sniff people out because of my abilities. But when it's someone that I know, I automatically want to trust them. So I wouldn't ask questions because I wouldn't want to offend that person. Did you say nut dust? Oh, it's getting crazy. I'm so tired, guys. I got up early to help my mom with a whole bunch of stuff and ended up with this tooth. He's like, well, I could refer you to an oral surgeon. I was like, no. I grabbed onto him. I'm like, it hurts. He's like, or I could do it here. I'm like, now. I
tried to tell her I had a hammer and a chisel and pliers.
I was ready. No, guys, it was so bad. Like, I laid with my face on the bathroom floor yesterday for like an hour and a half and just cried. Like, it was so bad. Well, the filling fell out 8 months ago, and I was just like, meh, it'll be okay. It wasn't.
Nope. You learned that, didn't you?
I did, but you know what? Now it's better. I don't have to constantly worry about
about
tooth pain. So Remember, guys, we are in a Mercury retrograde. I'm going to be putting out the anytime readings. I am hoping, fingers crossed, for February. All right. Yeah, for sure. For
Hello, that nut
February.
dust. It was nut dust.
Yeah. Nut dust, for sure.
That's killing me, man.
So we've been having problems with the hooded shadow entity again. I think I kept him at bay for a while. It's very frustrating for me because I can read other people's houses and energies of all this stuff. But I think what happened here is it formed an attachment. And now it's like there's going to have to be like an exorcism involved. He's much stronger in his abilities, or at least he was, than I ever was or thought that I could be. But he's turned it off, which is why he deals with things like migraines and stuff like that. But it's complicated because the thing was first going after my mom, because like in her grief and her anxiety, it feeds off it and causes misery and uncomfortability, right? So she was seeing it, and I only saw it once. The first night I ever spent in my mom's new house, in this house, like two Junes ago, not this past June, the June before. And I can tell you the exact night. It was June 25th of 2021. And I know that because it was the day after my stepfather's birthday that I had first come here with RJ. And I said to her, there is a gigantic hooded shadow entity lurking around downstairs. Like, and it was standing at the foot of your bed. Then she had the interaction with it, which I put in book 2 and in book 3, and that I've talked about. And that's what the article is about, right? And then I never saw it again. And even when I've lived here, like from February to April of 2022, I was here. And then like these past, since October 9th, I've been here. And it's like, it doesn't show itself to me. But last Wednesday, I was being choked during stream. Not actually like where it could fully get to me because of the shields that I had up, the crystals I had out, and the work I had done before stream. It wasn't able to fully get to me, but I was definitely energetically being choked. And I was jumping out of my skin. It was trying to get in, right? So then I'm in the kitchen doing dishes, and I have to just keep saying back up, because I feel it on me, but it won't show itself. So it was only showing itself to my mother. Then Damien said the other night he was up at like 1 o'clock in the morning getting something, and he felt a presence. He turned and looked, and he saw it just jet. So we're having some issues. And I'm like, show yourself. I'm not afraid of you. But that's why it won't, because it knows I can get rid of it if it shows itself to me.
Now, see, the nights that I was there, both times, the first time I was there, I saw something, but I know what that was. The second time I saw something, second time I was there, I don't know what it was, but it didn't like me being there. And it just kind of hid from the rest of the time.
So New Englander Rody says, how do I know if I've been cursed or if I have some kind of attachment? I'll tell you what. So most witches will tell you that a curse takes tremendous energy. And the upkeep to keep a curse going and really make it work is like, who has the time? I don't know if they're learned witches, because for me, that's very simple to do. And I'm not bragging, and I don't do it. I'm just saying I could do it very simply and easily. I'm not talking a life or death curse. I could do something like that, but it would take a lot of work and a lot of energy. But a simple curse to make you like fall down the stairs and be hospitalized for a little bit, that's easy. That's like child's play. But I do find, and I don't know what the case is for you. I'd have to do a video call with you and look at you to see face to face. But I do find that curses are a lot less common than attachments. We all have some form of attachment that's feeding off of us, all of us, all the time. And we start developing them when like 8 to 10. A lot of them aren't really that serious. They could cause some issues, which is why it's, one of the services I offer, but because I don't have a website, most people don't know about it. And that's attachment removal. I would love to have an office set up because there are herbs you should burn and all that, but I can do it remotely, just like I can do most things. I'd have to look at you, but I would also want you to tell me, and you can email me. I would also want you to tell me why you think that you've either been cursed or you have an attachment. Like, what's going on in your life? When did it start? Do you know anyone that you think is able to realistically curse you? Things like that. So that's where, when I always say in the description box, there's like X amount of money for a one-on-one video chat. That's the type of video chats that I'm talking about. If I were to just look at you, I would know. But I would also want, no, I wouldn't need it, but I would like some background info. I love to know why people think that they've been cursed, you know? Jules, is it possible the energy around you came from ghost dragons? Because shortly before he had the incident in his home, we were seeing things in the background when you guys were live. What do you mean came from him? No, this thing's been here for years. It's been here since my mom moved in. I did a few smaller exorcisms on the home to keep it at bay. Like, I remember the one time, and I don't like to talk about him publicly because he asked me not to, but I kind of have to right now because so I apologize if any of the spies are listening. You can run tell this. Ray was here at my mom's one time, and he doesn't like that kind of stuff. It makes him very uncomfortable, that I've recently found out. So he waited outside while I went through the home with, you know, my herbs, incense, homemade war water, holy water, that type of stuff. And I went through and I did my thing in every single room, and I did outside. I even made black witch swap. So because he was so uncomfortable and I felt bad, I kind of breeze through it quickly. Thank you, Jules. Thank you so much. And thank you for the video. I did get the other email. Just give me a few minutes. So I really do appreciate the donations, guys. It's how I make my living right now. So, okay. So I rushed through it. And what I did was I secured the perimeter. I cleared the house out. We were good. There was something growling in the attic. That's what made Damien turn the other night. Something growled at him. And when he turned, this gigantic black shadow just went going. But anyway, I was hurrying up because I didn't want Ray to be uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable for him, and that's the kind of person that I am.
Right.
So I missed this whole side of my mother's house outside. I didn't get to. Within a week, there's pounding on the outside walls of her house on this side because it was vanished from the rest of the house and property except for this one side of the driveway.
Is that the ankle foot doctor?
Where the ankle foot guy is. Now my mom has a doctor next door, and then there's a through driveway that goes, if you pull in this way, you go around my mom's house and out that way, or you can go around and keep going and go out that way because there's the doctor's office there. So that whole side didn't get done, and it was pounding on the living room where they were watching TV. And I said to her, that's the side that I completely flaked on. So I think what's happening here is every 3 months, I'm going to have to redo these measures. I'm going to have to reseal the perimeter. I'm going to have to re-push everything out, and I'm going to have to re-protect the home. Until I can bring someone in here, I'm not an exorcist. I can rid you of attachments, and I can rid your home of most spirits, but I cannot exorcise people. I just don't have that kind of, see, when there's some people that say they're an exorcist because they can rid people of dangerous attachments, which I can see because you're exorcising the attachment, but I don't particularly attach that label to my job title or my description because I don't look at it that way. As a Christian, I believe in demon, devil, even though I know they're not exactly what most people think they are, but I do understand the concept a lot more of what demon, devil, that type of thing. So Pixie, hi girl, what's up? I wish Smoochy was in here. I wanted to thank her for the card and the money. I was waiting to do it publicly, but if she doesn't come in tonight, I'm gonna have to text her. I didn't get to read that. Can you put that back?
Yeah, I sure can. I thought you did. So, go ahead.
I find that often people think they are cursed when in fact they are experiencing their own path, life lessons that may seem terrible, but are a necessary part of their journey. And that's why, Lara, I ask people why they feel that way. What's going on in your life? what's, who do you think did this? What? And the reason for that is because, like I said, everyone starts cultivating these trauma bonds and attachments when they're 8 to 10 years old. A lot of people only have 1 or 2 little ones that like really won't affect them much throughout their life. So when I start telling people that, they're like, "Oh my gosh, yes, you do. You have things attached to you that are feeding off you. You probably would never even notice, right?
Right.
Really not. You might get migraines sometimes. Like it's those little things." But that's, Lara, you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly why I ask, because dark nights of the soul, okay, which most light workers, if not all, are going through right now, seems like curses. It seems like you just can't get a break. It seems like you're always sick. It seems like when it rains, it pours. One thing, honey, that's a dark night of the soul. That is a spiritual awakening. And that's why I ask. Lotus Girl, yes, thank you so much.
I was going to put that up for you.
The review you gave me was incredible. I was a little embarrassed because I didn't professionally pack that. I kind of threw it together for a friend. Yeah, I was just trying to get it to stay closed. So I didn't have pro labels, but I'm so glad you loved it. The little box book thing and the dried, I think it was lavender. It was dried some kind of flower. The box book thing, I have the exact same one because Paranormal Pixie sent me one, and I just loved it so much. You had to have one. And the little dried flower thing I gave to you, and that was actually something originally from Lara, but it was something I already had so much of, so I sent it to you. And I love doing those boxes. I really do. What I want people to understand about these spiritual helper boxes is the sprays, the rollers, most of the time, but not every time, the sage bundles, or like I'll put, like Lara always sends me wrapped in the twine, like the dried herb, this, that, or the other, the spell jars, the moon water, all that stuff is made by me. Eventually I'll be making my own jewelry and things like that. But for right now, like my cousin was like, "Oh, a lot of that stuff came from Whole Foods." And I'm like, yes. I'm like, you don't get it though. What I normally do is I will find things that will help you along your spiritual journey. Like, I didn't dig this rock out. Or you might end up with something like this that Lara sent me. It's not that I make those things, but it's that I feel that they'll help you on your journey. And that reminds me, dang it, I did my daughter's box today and I forgot to put her journal in it. Now I have to unwrap it, put the journal, and that's what I do. I forget things. But I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Arisha does have a small one coming, but I still have 2 more gifts I have to send out, and hers is one of them. Yes, Nutslap, your box was sent.
It's got nuts in it.
Friday. I want to say Friday.
Then it's got nuts in it. Dried nuts. Dried shriveled up nuts.
I'm so glad that you loved it. I really am, because I do put a lot of work into those boxes. I made my daughter and her sister one.
I can't wait to see mine.
I made them each a small one, smallish, and it took me about 3.5 hours. So that's what goes into them, which is why, people are like, "Oh my gosh, $60 for a medium box." And I'm like, well, yeah, shipping itself is between 20 and 25. And then you got to think of the inventory I put in there. So Andrew and Gnomes, hi.
Well, hello, Andrew. Hey, I actually get to say it this time. Yeah, that box was nice. I liked what you got in that box. I was like, dang, girl, she loaded you up.
I did. I hooked Lotus up.
I do like the roller. I get a lot of compliment. Yep. I get a lot of compliment on the roller, the smell of the roller you gave me.
Yeah.
Man, every time I wear it, someone's always going, "Man, that smells good, dude."
I got a kind of Christmassy essential oil pack where they had something called winter mint and candy cane.
I love mints, and it's perfect.
And an apple cider. So I used up the rest of that today, but a lot of people got candy cane or winter mint rollers. I love mint except peppermint. I can't handle peppermint. I can't handle the way it tastes. I don't like the way it smells, but I use it. I love spearmint, and vanilla is a really great mixture that I love to use. It has this crazy like calming of the mind, but movement of the body.
See, that's
type.
wintergreen for me. Wintergreen is what is my thing. It's my chill thing.
I don't mind the smell. I'm not a big wintergreen person either. It's like I love spearmint.
And I don't mind spearmint. I love anything that's like that. I'm pretty easy when it comes to those kind of things.
So let me see, Jules. Maybe I'll pull up that other thing that you just sent me. I don't think I'm supposed to be vaping. He didn't say not to, but he did tell me I'm not allowed to use a straw.
Just don't suck
for the
too
next
hard.
24 hours.
Wipe the clot out.
I'm sorry, what?
If you suck too hard, you might pull that little blood clot out and it'll start bleeding again.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to do that. Is that what
I mean,
that
you can
is?
do it, just don't hit it so hard.
Jules, that's definitely a cat.
Where?
She sent me this picture. She's like, I thought it was my cat. It's definitely a cat, although I've got to say it does look kind of let me just show this to you guys. It's definitely a cat, but it looks as though it has, and most of you guys are going to be like, no, that's a cat, and I understand why. So you know, take it easy. Those of us that can see things, certain kinds of things, will see what I'm talking about here. But otherwise, it's actually a really cool picture. Let me present that. Let me open it up first. Downloads, please. Okay, that's how you're going to be.
Yeah, that's what I told her, Pixie. Yeah, just, if you got to do it, do it softly. Excuse me, folks. That was gross.
Well, now that I understand why, I didn't understand why. It made no sense to me. Now that I understand why, I definitely will.
Right.
Okay, I want to open this. Okay, let me share this. I think some of you will understand what I'm saying here, but maybe not. Can you see it?
It's a cat, but it looks so weird. It looks like a cross between a cat and an owl.
It looks like this. There is it looks like
okay, it's the way it's in there.
Yeah, I think it's just the way. Oh, it didn't blow up. I just blew it up. Dang it, hold on.
Go up there and click it.
No, hold on.
You're good.
Can you guys see it bigger now?
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. You can see it.
I like the picture. I don't think that's anything except the cat or a cat.
Yeah, poor thing.
But I love the picture. All right, this one, I don't know what this is. I'm going to watch it for the first time with you guys. Jules, if you want to explain the 25-second video, I'm going to share that. Just give me a minute to do it.
That's all right. Just take your time. It's all a learning process. That's what I've been doing, is trying to teach myself how to do this. I should know how with all the stuff I do.
Why does it say that today is December 7th? And this is video editor. Oh, because I have to play it.
Right.
No. Okay. Window. Give me a sec, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not playing. It won't play, guys. I think it's just a screenshot.
Yeah, it looks like it's a screenshot anyways.
Okay. Mike Hat. Are you using voice to text or something? Because instead of my cat, it says Mike Hat. And I'm like,
Mike has a hat with a cat. About knee high.
ooh, Jules, yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, it is.
Jules said,
It looks creepy. That's another thing. Send that. I want to look at that.
no, what I mean is Jules said it scared the crap out of me because my cat was standing beside me. So that wasn't your cat. That was just a random cat. That's creepy.
I call her my cat. Her name.
Is it an owl? I don't know.
I'd have to look at. I see. Hey, T.
No, it's not like, I don't know. Oh, Mike Hat, you call her. What's up, TD Dean? It doesn't look like a cat to you?
It doesn't look like a cat to me. But I need a better.
I didn't mean
picture.
you. You said it looked like. You said it was a cat.
Well, it looks like a cat, but it doesn't look like a cat.
That was. I think that's what I was trying to pinpoint. Like something's off is what I was trying to. But I couldn't pinpoint what it was.
It didn't look right. Even in that still frame, it doesn't look right.
It looked kind of like a screen, like an extraterrestrial would think a cat looks. You know what I mean? Like it looks like a screen memory or something, which is what threw me off. We have owls in Rockaway all year round too, here in New Jersey. So that I definitely believe. I have to get a pen and write down Eliana's journal. So just give me a minute, guys, because I'm going to forget and then she's going to open it and not have it. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. Hurry back. But I was trying to find something, but I don't know if I can find it now. I'm going to try. There we go. See if I can do anything here. Oh, I didn't download it. Okay, well, I'll have to re-download that. So how's everybody doing? Chat disconnected. Wait, I got disconnected from chat. Okay, I'm back. Well, internet out of a hotel is a lot better than I thought it would be. A lot better than I thought it would be. My poor son, though, he's having a hell of a time trying to play games. Brought his PlayStation 5 and he's going nuts. The lag is just horrible. He had a hard time signing in. Then he had to use his phone to use as internet. Poor kid.
Oh, yeah, boy, mom.
Boy, mom.
I hope everyone's New Year's treating them good.
I'm trying.
I've gotten several visits from the higher selves of, I'd say, not several, 2 people who aren't in my family, but who are technically in my family. And they're looking to move on and preparing. But the person who needs to know this, I don't want to tell them because these are 2 very important female figures in their life. And this is coming off, 4 days after the sudden death of someone else in their husband's side of the family. And I think it would just be a lot.
Little overload. You don't want to do an overload.
Right. But it's not for me to decide that. But at the same time, I have to decide that because I don't want to go and be like, so-and-so is most likely going to pass on. And so-and-so said within the next 6 months, she's also leaving. It would be devastating. And I think spirit forgets that. And like even our higher selves aren't fully aware of our humanity. So it's been, it's been a lot these past couple of days. I've been in overwhelm. Whatever this gin thing is,
right.
It's definitely been taking a toll on my energy as far as my, psychic, I don't like calling it that,
Right.
energy, my, my barriers that I put out, like, it's just been breaking them. Like, I meditate, I get them up, I work with the crystals, I'm ready to go. And then all of a sudden, I just feel them just get basically blown away. And then I'm open to everything in, near, and around the home, everything in, near, and around everyone I encounter. And it's overwhelming. So I have to find a way to combat this thing, at least to keep myself
You
protected,
gotta, yeah. Well,
because everything's getting in.
no, I'm sure. It's really weird because I've been at this hotel now since last Wednesday. I've only seen two things, which is weird in hotels and hospitals to me. Is because even when I go, hang out at friends who stay at a hotel, I see all kinds of shit, stuff. Sorry, and the hospitals are critical. Here, I've only seen two things, and I think it was with visitors. It was with a visitor who are no longer. They left, and I haven't seen it since.
Well, here's the thing too, guys, about, I think Pixie, I think I'm going to have to. The connection is very dim. Like for me, I could normally just be like, to the name of my main guide, to one of my main ancestors that I know, or even to a goddess that I don't worship, but that I pay tribute to sometimes. Just call on them. They're here, and then I can talk. But with this jinn, is really mucking the energy up. It's really affecting everything. So this one person came to me and said that within the next 6 months, she's going to move on. It's going to be really, really a sad thing. I'm going to be heartbroken. But then this other person came, and it's coming off the death of their twin flame. It's an elderly person who I've known since I was like 7 or 8 years old. And she said it, and I didn't say anything, and now she's in the hospital. And everyone's like, oh, she's doing so much better. And I'm like, what Gemma just said was seriously huge. What did the things you saw at motel mean? That's two separate things. What I just said
two
was
separate things. Is that what? Okay.
Jules, that stinks. You have you seem to have a lot of internet issues. I'm probably ending at 9:30 anyway, guys, because I got to give my mouth a break. I'm starting to feel it start getting really sore because it's not.
It will get tender.
And I definitely don't want to have any problems with like infection or bleeding or anything like that. So
yeah, just make sure you wash it out real gently before you go to bed.
He said tonight, don't brush. To rinse gently. And he said that. He's like, rinse out. He's like, gently. I'm like, I know.
I was just talking about
the main one. Hecate is the main one. Oh, she was asking, how does what you were saying connect with what I was saying? Because I was saying that I'm left exposed because of a jinn.
Right. I was just saying I feel exposed at some time. It was just my way of saying I get that way too, and I'm learning to block it now.
You know what, Paranormal Pixie? Yeah, TDD, that was working for a little bit, but I had the tooth pulled today, so I don't know if I want to use salt. Shelly, you know what? Once you've been like hit in the mouth or pushed after for yelling everything that comes through, sometimes or it becomes a lot easier to keep your mouth shut about things that you're receiving and seeing. It's really about, again, it's not about like picking and choosing, because I don't have the right to choose who gets the messages that come through. But when I see a person lost in alcoholism or addiction, who already lost someone close to them this week, who now has 2 other people, both of them maternal figures, on their way out, I told her I'd speak to her in person about what I was receiving. heals faster. New England Dirt Roadie, all you have to do is email me and I'll get right back to you. Paranormal Pixie, no, I have not ever worked with runes or a sigil, but I just got a new book on how to. And it's funny because this week I was listening to the Janet Jackson song. I posted on Facebook. It's called Son of a Gun, but it's actually a remix of the Carly Simon song, You're So Vain. And it's got Missy Elliott. But what I noticed, because I never really saw the video before, was Janet Jackson is actually wearing a sort of witch's hat, the black pointy hat. And she has 4 other women with her besides Missy Elliott. One of them comes up from like the toilet. The other one comes up from a couch. The other one. And what they're doing, which I never noticed before, is they are whipping this guy's butt with magic. And that's why I was like, I love this song, first of all, but the video is incredible. And the reason I thought of that is because the one girl who's with this coven has all of these sigils and signs on her body as she's going and attacking this guy. Yeah, that moment, I think that it would, but at the same time, it's like, why did the messages come to me? I didn't call for them. I didn't ask. But for one, for the woman in the hospital, I was asked to pull a card. Even someone this close to me in my family doesn't realize I don't need cards. I use them as a guide to help me more quickly get through the Wednesday night readings. And because people like to have their cards read, but I just have to pull on the energy. So now I'm like, maybe this happened because I'm so left open and unprotected, which is not going to be the case. By the end of this week, I'll have that nipped in the bud. By Friday, I will have this whole house redone. Actually, no, Sunday is when I'm going to have to do it. But I'll have this whole house redone. I'll have everything. And the thing is, I can only keep him at bay. Especially now with a lot of my stuff still being at the other house. I don't have any herbs with me. None. Lara, thank God you sent me candles, because I don't even have any of my pillar candles. I don't have them in any color. I don't have any of my herbs at all with me. My athame and my puppet were conspicuously missing from my altar when I got my altar stuff back. So it's like I'm missing like detrimental things to calling in certain goddesses. Like, for me, I don't like to call the Morrigan in without having the athame there. You've seen 6 deaths. What do you mean by that? Batmom, let me look. I think it would be, I'm trying to think. I know it would be High John the Conqueror. I gotta check my grimoire, because like I said, I've done this before. I have a palo stick. I have sage. I have regular sage though. I want to go and get a black sage, but I mean, you can buy that stuff at Spencer's nowadays. See, I'm tripping over my tooth. But I mean, like, I don't play. And that's just 3. I have several. They come to you? No, I'm not missing the stone to do it, because the main stone that I use for things like that, and that do work with Jinn when you do ritual, is black tourmaline, and I literally have it everywhere. Even like right here, I have this piece and tons of selenite. But I do need to put it everywhere. Like, that's one thing I didn't do last time, is put the crumbled pieces or the small pieces into the corners. I'm okay. Thank you. I got the tooth pulled. I'm feeling good, but I think I'm talking a little bit too much and kind of irritating it. So I'm going to end in like 10 or 15 minutes. I have a big message for Michelle. I wasn't able to get it to her because today I had the emergency appointment. So if she wants to get in touch with me anytime on Thursday or Friday even, I would love to give her some clarity to give to her friend finally, because it's been months. But thank you. I appreciate you. I'm feeling so much better. I was in excruciating pain. Thank God for my mom. She got right on the phone. She actually made the appointment for me. I felt like a little kid again. Yeah, please do, because it's important. The person actually came through and had a conversation with me. And I got a lot of clarity from that situation. Batmom, let me look in my grimoire when I'm done with this stream, and I can text you right away on that. I was like, I don't know what their schedule is. Oh, there's Pop. Hey, handsome. You don't want to say hi to me. There. Hi. He's so cute. Jules, I guess you have to leave. I'm sorry.
He was getting a popsicle.
Oh, Pop was getting a popsicle. Jules is just like, bye.
He's just tired.
Left side, honey. Jules, love you.
Good night.
I know how frustrating that is when you're trying to engage in a conversation and then your Wi-Fi blinks you out like 45 times in 5 minutes and you can't keep up. Yeah, I'm going to look in my grimoire, but it's High John the Conqueror and 2 others. TD Dean, if it's too hard to explain, I understand that. But if you ever want to send me an email, I didn't know, or I don't know what your abilities are. I can't say I didn't know you didn't have abilities because I don't know you that well. Thank you, Andrew. Lara, yes, you have my never-ending permission for that. I got it. Give me one sec. Because I've been trying to find a Reiki practitioner in my area, but Oyos. Oh, I'm like, why is she just like bye and then she leaves? I just put my email in, guys. Definitely hit me up. I have a ton of work to do scheduled all for this week, and checking my emails daily is going to become a new part of my routine. So
in Michigan, he had a root canal. That sucks. Those things suck.
Yeah, I'm actually going to end, Jules. I was going to go until 10 and then 9:30, but I don't want to hurt this tooth or this space. I don't want to cause myself any more pain, and I feel like it's getting very
touchy,
irritated from the constant talking. So I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for the donations. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for the content. Paranormal Pixie, starting with either next week or the week after. I'm hoping it's next week. I want to start having you guys on. Those of you who are socket, there you go. Those of you who are able to come on or that want to come on and talk about experiences, you don't have to be fully on. You can be audio only. Jules, that's why I was saying I know how frustrating that is. I thought that maybe that's why, because we're like, you're trying to have a conversation and then you just keep getting kicked off. I hope to have a new deck by Wednesday. I did order one. Which one did I order? Let me tell you guys. All right, New England, I got your email. And I will check that tonight. So the deck that I ordered with some of the donations from last week, because you guys really came through on Wednesday and Thursday. So the deck I got was Sacred Earth Oracle. And these are just some pictures. of a couple of the cards, and it just, you know, when I choose a deck, it really has to speak to me and call to me. The one I actually wanted, they don't have any more of. Oh yeah, Jules. I felt the I was chewing on a gobstopper from a box of candy, of 80s candy that Steven had sent me as a gift. It was in my Amazon wish list. It was like 1980s candies, and I felt it. I thought to myself, if you bite this, your filling's going to crack. As I bit it, sure enough, it happened. It was fine. It didn't hurt. I'm just like, okay, I'll take care of that eventually. The past few weeks, it's been, as you guys know, on Wednesday nights, it's been like, oh, I've got toothache. Then yesterday at 3:30, when I woke up from a nap, it was excruciating, unbearable. It was in my ear. It was in my eye. I would go like this and it would hurt. So my mom said, forget this, like you're going to the dentist. Luckily, they had a cancellation. I got in. He pulled it right there in the office, but the talking is really hurting. Yeah, Lotus, they're pretty awesome. It totally was his fault. Anybody
I bought a huge box.
I will get back to you guys within a day or two for sure. Again, I'm trying to make that a part of my routine now. And I'm working on the 4th book. I am working on the anytime readings. Batmom and Mike Roberts, your readings will be to you guys by late tomorrow night or Wednesday morning at the latest, okay? And I'm sorry you guys fell the last 2 on the list this month. You'll be the first 2 on the list for February. But the last 2, sometimes it does take me some time because things always seem to come up towards the end of the month when I'm doing them. So I'm going to try to get all the Februarys out like by mid-January. That way I don't even have to worry about them and everyone gets it. So I've really got to go. I am starting to feel
Robin now, huh? Novocaine's wearing off.
Yeah, it's all gone completely. So, and I also get to eat now for the first time. I did take a grilled cheese and rip it up into tiny little pieces and just shove it like a bird down my throat.
That's what we had for dinner, grilled cheese.
Now I'm actually going to eat. So yes, love and hugs. Thank you so much. And I love you guys. Love, light, blessings all the time, always. And Thursday morning at 11 a.m., it's Bigfoot and Portals in the Woods, dedicated to Miss Smoochy Smoochy. And yeah, all right. Be good or be good at it or both. I don't know. And definitely
she still wants to ramble even in pain.
Keep being awesome, because then I end up missing you guys till Wednesday. Yes. All right. Good night, guys. Sleep and rest well. Bye-bye.
Bye.